Hi there and welcome to Why You're Overweight and Over It and What to Do About It. So, I'm not sure if you've done webinars before, so I just wanted to set up a little bit of background for you. You'll see there on your little panel that there's a box where you can type in questions. So just type in anything you want to ask me because you're currently all muted. But if you want to ask me a question, I can either read out what you've typed in and answer it that way, or if you'd love to speak to me directly, there's a little symbol there where you can raise your hand. So please hit that, and if you want to raise your hand, I can take you off mute and we can chat directly. The session is being recorded, so if you don't want your voice recorded, don't raise your hand, and I'll take that as granted that you don't want your voice on the recording. But otherwise, just type questions away and I can answer them back and forth. The best way to have a webinar is to have some interaction. So thank you all for being here. This is fantastic. I also wanted to make sure that you were sitting somewhere comfortable, that you're not going to be interrupted for a while, because I'd love for you to really absorb this as much as possible. You've booked for this and taken the time to put it aside, so that's great. I also want to check in that you had a pen and paper with you in case you wanted to take any notes for stuff that's coming up. Things I say, this is being recorded, so you will get it again, but there might be some real aha moments, and I hope there are, that you're going to capture. So let's get started, shall we? If you haven't met me before, there's my picture, and this is who you're listening to. My name is Shan Lawson, and I am your accountability buddy. So I'm going to be with you for, the next hour, and I just wanted to let you know who I am. I am a trained life coach and master practitioner of NLP and master practitioner of hypnotherapy. And then basically all that means is that I'm an expert in people's mindset. Nothing big, nothing fancy, nothing to be frightened of, so just feel relaxed that you can feel safe with me, and let's just have some fun and see where we go tonight, hey? So let's look at what we're going to cover off on tonight's webinar. So the first part we're going to be looking at is, how did you get here? It's an interesting question to pose when you're looking at being overweight and over it. The second part, I'm going to go into quite a bit of this, so bear with me, but it's a toxic world, and this is a really huge part in why people are overweight. The third part, and it's sweet and it's lovely and you're really going to enjoy it, is called Just Let Go. And the final part, with your permission, I'd just like to give you a little bit of information on a 6-week program I have that covers all of these topics and more, much more, in detail. Okay, so let's do it. How did you get here? Great question, Jan. Well, we all want to live healthy and happy lives. In our teenage years and into our 20s, we think we're invincible. We can take on the world, and that we will live forever. We also believe, quite rightly, that we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. Then, kind of somewhere along the line, life got in the way. Somehow we ended up here, and we couldn't really say how. Experiences and events happened that perhaps we didn't know how to deal with at the time. So our solutions ranged from suppressing the memories, controlling life so it wouldn't happen again, or numbing them with food, alcohol, or something else, right through to rehashing the story over and over and therefore prolonging the pain. The problem with all this is that, along with damaging our health and well-being, when we suppress or numb happy memories, we can take a firm control of life's direction. But when we're numbing down the pain and we're numbing down all the stuff, you know, that we don't want to deal with and we think we're in control, the bad part of this is that we end up damping down our joy, our self-worth, and also our limitless potential. So when our stress levels go up, often so does our weight, and our level of self-esteem plummets even further. We switch off from making the best choices we can for ourselves. We move into survival and coping mode, and eventually there is a complete disconnect from mind and body. But I've got to tell you, a human being is an amazing thing. Our bodies have a perfect blueprint that's right for each one of us. It knows what it needs to have us function properly, to restore and repair us, to live with optimum vitality. So when you disconnect from your body and you begin to fill it with excess fat, the wrong kind of fat I'm talking about, sugar and overly processed and bleached foods with little or no nutritional value, your wonderful little body is still working flat out to do the best for you. So don't be mad or disappointed in your body. Thank it for keeping you alive and as healthy as you are. You've been doing the best you can with the resources you've had available to you up until now. Now, there are many ways that people end up being overweight. It could be perhaps that they didn't have the education around the right choices of food and exercise growing up. Or it could be that there were issues in their childhood that have remained unresolved, for which they turned to food and or alcohol to comfort them in later life. You can also compound that with other events that happen to you throughout your lifetime. So I just want to give you a little background on my journey. I have pretty much always thought of myself as overweight. Comments were made by family members growing up that I took to heart, and even though I'm sure they didn't say them to be hurtful, I guess that didn't matter to me. I just took it all on board. It also didn't matter to me what the number said on the scale. I was always convinced I needed to lose weight. I look back now on photos and I realize I wasn't overweight at all. But eventually it did become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And over the years, I actually did become overweight. I bounced from program to program looking for someone or something to fix me. And when events happened in my life, as they happen for a lot of people, such as relationship breakups and job or client losses, I allowed myself to eat and drink badly because in my mind, hey, I deserve a treat. After a while, the things you look to for comfort are so ingrained that you kind of realize on some level they're wrong, and yet they're familiar and comforting, and so you just keep going on. It doesn't mean that you haven't taken steps to try and turn it around. Many times I vowed to diet and or exercise, and yet somehow I still ended up either in the same place or even more unhealthy. My personal journey is what has inspired me to take control of my life and then share this message with others. Because I know your pain and I know your frustration, I now also know the keys to turn it around, and I want to share them with you. I've always been fascinated with personal development, health and helping people. But since I formally began studying mindset and its effects on the physical body and the state of well-being over the last 2 years, the pieces have really started to come together. I know that one of the major keys to getting healthy is to release those past hurts and let your body flow as it should energetically. So what I want you to do is to set your intention for this webinar. What would you like to get out of tonight's webinar? What will you bring to it in terms of your attitude and participation and openness and willingness to suspend your current thoughts and beliefs and just give the advice you hear a go? How would you like to feel at the end of this webinar and beyond? I'll give you a few moments, and if anybody would like to share their intention, then that would be fantastic. So if you're writing your intention on a piece of paper in your desk, fantastic. If you want to type it into the question box so that I can read it out, fantastic. Or even better, if you want to raise your hand and talk to me about it, that would be tremendous. Okay, I've got one here in the question box. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Your intention is to learn about why you do what you do and how to turn it around. You are absolutely in the right place, Mary. Fantastic, because I am going to give you really cool tips for you to get in touch with that, and then definitely things to help you turn that around. So thank you so much for sharing. That's wonderful. Okay, I've got one here from Jennifer. I'm going to bring complete openness and understanding to this webinar. Put aside my previous thoughts and just take on board the stuff we're going to talk about here tonight. Wow, that is so cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's cool. Wow, thank you, Mary and Jennifer. That's wonderful. Just check there's anybody else. And if you don't type it into the question box, that's cool. If you, I just want to make sure you're setting your intention for yourself, because ultimately that's who it's for. So that's great. Okay, let's get into it. It's a toxic world. So just before we start, I want to clarify, I'm not a nutritionist, so I won't be giving you any meal plans here tonight. However, what I do know is that we live in a toxic world, and your body stores toxins in your fat cells. So when you start to diet and your body slowly loses fat, the stored toxins have nowhere to go but back into your bloodstream, making you feel tired and headachy and generally unwell. So what often happens is your body then decides it doesn't like feeling this way, so it holds on to the fat in order to ensure it has somewhere to keep storing toxins. So if you're toxic, you're going to find it really hard to lose weight. So toxins can be found in sugar, alcohol, fizzy drinks, processed foods, processed diet foods, excess caffeine, and cortisol, which is the stress hormone. those are the items that you may choose to put into your body. On top of that, you have everyday toxins like fumes from cars and dirt in the air and medication and cleaning products, even your tap water. Don't get me wrong, our bodies are perfectly designed to eliminate toxins, and they do. But honestly, how hard are we making it for ourselves by throwing processed foods and chemical-laden drinks? I mean, have you read what's on the side of a soft drink can? Especially the diet versions. And I mean, even when you're choosing what you think are good options, you're shortchanging yourself. Non-organic foods have been sprayed with pesticides, and even the humble red apple can be sapped of nutrients if it's waxed. And let's talk about not so sweet sugar. Sugar is just designed to get you. Nearly everything in it looks and smells delicious. If you've ever seen a young child eat a so-called treat, you'll see their face light up and they just want more. In reality, sugar increases the size of your liver, makes you unwell, and ages you from the inside. And it leaves you feeling tired, overweight, and wrinkled. Sugar has a very similar effect on the brain to opiates, and it produces an almost instant feeling of pleasure and calm, making it incredibly addictive. I was going to say delicious. Oh, must be Freudian slip. You can certainly get a rush of energy from a sugar hit. So see, they even use drug terminology when they're talking about sugar, a sugar hit. But about 10 minutes later, you'll feel more tired than you did before. But think about this. Back when we were hunters and gatherers, our ability to tell the difference between something sweet and nutritious compared to something bitter and perhaps poisonous was essential. But now we've gone too far the other way, and we're actually poisoning ourselves with way too much sugar. And let's be blunt, sugar makes you fat. Plus, it depletes your system of vitamin B, messes with your natural insulin levels, and it wears out your organs. This is a metaphor I like to use with my clients. Think of your body as a car. If you had to sum it up, what kind of car are you? Are you a sleek, smooth-running sports car, or a tired, rough-running old jalopy? Regardless of what kind of car you are, how do you think your engine would run if you filled the petrol tank with sugar? So here are the worst offenders: white refined sugar, fruit juices, white pasta, bread, cereals, rice, and cereal bars. Alcohol, it's nearly all sugar. Cakes, biscuits, ice cream, obviously. So-called diet foods. Anything ending in O's, OSE. And anything with sugar in any form listed in the first 3 ingredients on the side of any packaging. Clearing sugar is going to make a massive difference to the way your body functions, and after you get past the first couple of days, it will also make a massive difference to your energy levels, because you'll be operating without chemical highs, so your body will find its own groove again. If you absolutely, positively cannot get through the week without something sweet, then what you can do is buy some 70% cocoa chocolate. I personally prefer Greens Organic, but if you can't find that, then I think Lindt also makes a 70% cocoa chocolate. The other thing to clear is caffeine. Although I have to say, 1 cup of good organic coffee before 12 p.m. actually contain some great antioxidants. But please stay away from instant coffee, as the pesticides used are mind-blowing, and again, it will add to your toxins. Try and keep your diet as raw and natural as possible. So keep clear of too many processed foods. So remember this little acronym that I heard once. Clear the crap. Caffeine, refined sugar, alcohol, processed foods. C-R-A-P. Caffeine, refined sugar, alcohol, and processed foods. So clear the crap. And of course, always drink lots and lots of water. Pure, filtered water. This will flush out your toxins and keep all of your organs nice and hydrated, keeping you thinking more sharply, and you'll sleep better. Many people, I have to say, also confuse hunger with dehydration. So if you think you're feeling hungry, just stop for a second and try and identify if it's really hunger, or if it's boredom, or if it's something else driving you to stand in front of the fridge or the cupboard. Have a drink of water, and if you're still hungry after 5 minutes, then reevaluate whether it's time to eat something. Again, this is all about connecting your mind with your body and getting them to work together. As I said, your body has a blueprint of health that's right for you, so just trust in that. Also remember though, even if you're carrying some extra weight for whatever reason, you are always complete and whole. The Buddha taught that the mind is naturally radiant and pure. And he said it's because of visiting defilements that we suffer. And what he means by defilements are states such as anger, fear, guilt, or greed. And when they come to visit and we invite them in, they distort or cover our natural radiance and purity. The same way, I guess, dirt and crap can cover a window. Just because you can't see the vista outside doesn't mean the beauty isn't there. These visitors, this dirt, is temporary, and our natural state of radiance and purity is constant. The toxins you've been taking into your body have allowed your outer covering to become altered, but you're still you underneath, magnificent and whole. So be your own best friend, and don't think about giving up so-called treats as a hardship or a punishment. Think about it for what it is: looking after yourself, loving yourself, doing the absolute best for yourself as you would do for your child or your best friend. So I have an affirmation for you that I encourage you to use often, and it comes from Sharon Salzberg's book, Loving Kindness, The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. And if you practice meditation, this is a great one for you. And what I want you to say to yourself over and over is, may I be free from fear. May I be happy. May I make a friend of my body. May I dwell in peace. So that was a lot of information. So I just want to check in with you how you're going. So you can type something into the box for me and let me know what you think about that. I didn't know that sugar depletes me of vitamin B. There you go, something new for you to know. And I didn't either, but it makes a lot of sense, and it certainly it plays havoc with your liver. And you know, and who wants extra wrinkles? Not good, not cool. Okay. I love the affirmation. Thank you. So I'm just still reading. Oh, particularly the line that says, may I make a friend of my body. Thank you, Angela. That's lovely feedback. Yes, because your body is your friend. It's not this disjointed thing below your neck. Your mind and your body are one, and yeah, make a friend of your body and treat it well and fuel it in the way it needs to be fueled so it can do the best for you. Brilliant. I'll just wait and see if there's anybody else. What was the book? Okay, sorry. So I think you mean where I got the affirmation. That was Sharon Salzberg, Salzberg, and her book is called Loving Kindness, all one word, The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. And it's a great book. So yeah, I recommend that highly. So thank you. Brilliant. So let's get to just let go. Now, that affirmation I just gave you is going to serve you very, very well. But in addition to that, here's another great exercise for you to do. I want you to take out a paper and pen or a journal if you have one. That would be even better. And then think about all the past events that have happened in your life that have caused you pain around your appearance or your health. Now, that could be comments made in your childhood or in high school or at any time in your life. Anything that comes to mind that causes you pain, that somebody has said or something has happened in your life around your health or your appearance. No matter how big or small, think of the comment or event and then note it down, and then what I want you to do is what's called the forgiveness exercise. So, take as long as you need and as many pages as you need or as few lines as you need to think about those events, those things that have caused you pain. My personal ones when I did this exercise, I'm sure my mum who loves me greatly and I love her absolutely 100%. My mum used to touch me on the bottom and say, you have such a big bottom, when I was a little girl. To me, I thought this was horrifying and that I was deformed or overweight or something. I find out many, many, many years later, Mum was kind of almost jealous because she has a kind of flat pancake bum and she never had what she termed a nice bum. So her pointing it out to her was a good thing. To me, it was horrifying, and I grappled with that for years. So that was certainly something I wrote down on my list to let go of because it gave me a certain amount of angst. There were lots of issues in high school for me. People call you fat, call you whatever. So there was stuff around that I wrote down. There were comments that ex-boyfriends had said to me about my appearance. There were comments about people that I wanted to go out with and nothing had happened because they'd said something about my appearance. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that I made something more out of these comments than I think there was ever any energy in it. So it was time to let them go. So, as I said, take your time to write them down and then go back and start at the top of the list. Look at the very, very first event or comment you wrote down, and then what I want you to do is say, I forgive you, I'm sorry, I love you. And even if you come across some things that you think, I really actually don't forgive that person, I'm not sorry. Say the words out loud, put the intention behind them, and you will find that you will let it go. Forgiveness is such a powerful tool, and I promise you that this will change your life. One participant in my current 6-week program said that this exercise alone just changed so much in her world. So I absolutely urge you to write the issues down, the events down, the comments down, whatever they are for you, and then say, I forgive you, I'm sorry, I love you. So I just mentioned my 6-week program. So while we're on that, I'm going to give you a bit more information in this final part of our webinar. So the 6 weeks to discover the real you is obviously a 6-week program. It's underway at the moment, and the next one is going to kick off on January 4. So you have Christmas to do what you will. You have New Year's Eve to set your resolution, and then you have January 4 to start out on 6 weeks to discovering the real you. And what's included in this program, I'm going to send you a welcome gift box, and in that you're going to get a water bottle. It's a Brita water bottle, and you'll get your choice of pink, blue or purple. It's 625 mils, and trust me, that water bottle alone changed dramatically the amount of water I intake during a day. Incredibly. It's self-filtering, so you can take it anywhere, and you're always going to have beautiful filtered water. So fantastic. You're also going to get a loofah glove, which might seem a little bit strange, but when you're clearing toxins, your skin is your largest organ, so you are going to be expelling toxins out of your body. So the loofah glove is going to just take all those dead toxic skin cells off the top of your skin while you're in the shower. So it's a really, really simple but effective tool to have in your gift box. And the final thing you're going to get is a personal journal, because journaling, recording your journey, recording your thoughts, just journaling down what you're thinking is so, so powerful, and it cannot be underestimated. So the journal is key. Again, it's all going to be color coordinated, so you can tell me whether you want pink, blue or purple, and they're all going to come out that way to you. So the gift box is just gorgeous. The next part of the program is you're going to get a weekly video with exercises from me. So the program starts on a Friday, and each Friday you will get a video from me. It's short and sharp. It's about 10, 11 minutes. And I will let you know what I want you to do as sort of preparation over the weekend before we chat live on a webinar. So you're going to get different exercises and things to do that are going to really, really help your mindset, really, really help to set you up for what's coming for the next week. As I alluded to, we're going to have a weekly live webinar on the Monday night. So that's an hour long. You will come off mute whenever you want to. I will coach people. I will answer questions. It's a really huge, and the guys that are going through it at the moment, or the girls, sorry, because I've got girls on it, that are going through it at the moment, the sharing and the outcomes and the changes that are going on the weekly live webinar is just outstanding. I cannot tell you how valuable that has been to the participants, and how much I've enjoyed coaching, chatting and sharing with everybody live each week. And there will also be a private Facebook page, so you can go there and comment as much as you like. I will be on there every day answering everyone's questions. I will post affirmations, great thoughts, encouragement. You'll get copies of your videos and exercises there to refer back to. It's a really, really interactive, it's a fantastic little community place to be. So that is the 6 weeks to Discover the Real You program. The cost of the program is $347 for 6 weeks, so that's less than like $60 a week. However, because you've been wonderful enough and kind enough to spend an hour with me tonight, I'm going to offer you $50 off the program, so you can get it for $297 for the entire 6 weeks. That's less than $50 a week, and my regular coaching sessions are $200 per session. So you get 6 weeks of interacting with me on a live webinar to be coached and ask and answer any questions you have for 6 weeks for $297. So I hope you are excited to receive that as much as I am about giving that out to you. And there's heaps more. There's stuff I'm not even going to tell you, but there are gifts and bonuses and special guests that I've lined up that are going to blow your mind. So that is the 6 weeks to Discover the Real You. And if you go to www.youraccountabilitybuddy.com.au, you can sign up for that program. As I said, it kicks off on January 4, and it goes right into the end of the 6th week is February 14, Valentine's Day, which is kind of nice. And on February 14, I'm going to draw one of the participants out of the draw, and somebody is going to win an iPad mini. So that's just another little bonus that you're going to get if you sign up to the 6 weeks to Discover the Real You program. And you can do this. 2014 is going to be your year. So head on over to youraccountabilitybuddy.com.au to set your goal and get your goal. You guys have been amazing. I just want to check in for any other questions. Yes, you can. It's a PayPal thing. So yes, thanks for asking. It's a PayPal setup. So when you go in and you register, you can pay safely online with PayPal. If you don't have an online credit card, you want to do it a different way, then just email me and we can set it up. And I'm so excited about this program, guys. I put so much into this, and I just know you're going to love, love, love it. So, oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, John. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. We're finishing way before time because I thought you were going to ask more questions, but I will hang around for a few more minutes and see if there are any questions. Otherwise, I will head straight over to my Facebook page, Your Accountability Buddy on Facebook, and answer anything you have there for me. Yes, the weekly webinars will be recorded in the 6-week program. So if you can't do Monday nights on the live webinars, they are recorded. I'd love for you to be on them though, because you could, participate and get free coaching and ask as many questions as you like. But yes, that they will certainly always be recorded and available for you. Great question. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Oh, much love to you too. Hey, Jade. Thank you. Yeah, great. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks for all the sweet feedback. Thank you, guys. You're amazing. Brilliant. So, yeah, head on over to the Facebook page if you want to sign up to the January 4 program. Head on over to my Facebook page if you want to ask me any questions. And I've just had the best time spending this time with you. So thank you guys so much. And I will chat to you very, very soon. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Michael. Thank you. Okay, guys. Brilliant. If there's no more questions that I can see. No? All right. I'm loving all your beautiful, beautiful comments. Thank you so much. And I will chat to you again soon. Okay. Take care. Good night. Bye.